Before the world knew his name, before the cameras followed his every move, before the family fell apart, there was just one man with one dream, a dream to build a kingdom of love. This is where the story of Kody Brown truly begins. Not with drama, not with conflict, not with heartbreak, but with a vision so powerful, so unusual, and so ambitious that it made him one of the most talked about men in America. Kody Brown grew up in a world very different from most people. His childhood was shaped by the belief that marriage was not limited to one partner, but that a man could spiritually marry multiple wives, care for them equally, and raise a large, united family under the guidance of faith. This belief wasn't forced on him. Rather, it grew inside him like a calling, like a purpose he believed he had been chosen for. From a young age, Kody imagined a life filled with laughter, children running around, wives supporting each other, and a home overflowing with warmth. It sounded impossible to many, controversial to others, but to Kody, it felt like destiny. The first wife, Mary, the beginning of everything. Kody's story truly began when he met Mary Barber, the woman who would become his first wife. When they met, the connection was instant. Mary was young, hopeful, spiritual, and deeply attracted to Kody's charisma. He was energetic, confident, and spoke with passion about the kind of life he wanted to build. Mary believed in him. She believed in his dream. And most importantly, she believed she was meant to be part of that dream. Their early marriage was simple and filled with joy. They didn't have wealth or fame, but they had love. And at that time, that was all they needed. Days were slow and peaceful. Nights were filled with long talks about the future. Both of them felt like they were building something sacred. However, even in those early days, Kody felt a stirring inside him, the calling toward a bigger family. He loved Mary dearly, but he believed their marriage was just the beginning of a much more complex and spiritual journey. The arrival of Janelle, stability enters the home life, took a new turn when Janelle entered the picture. Unlike Mary, Janelle was calm, analytical, and deeply practical. She didn't express emotions dramatically. She thought logically, planned ahead, and brought a sense of stability that balanced Kody's energetic personality. Interestingly, Janelle had known Mary earlier, and their connection helped build trust between the three. Janelle was not just joining a marriage, she was joining a system, a spiritual belief, a lifestyle that required patience and understanding. Kody admired her strength. He admired her maturity. He admired the way she could stay calm, even in difficult situations. Soon, the family dynamic shifted. With two wives, Kody felt the first real weight of responsibility. He was now not just a husband, he was a leader, a provider, and a spiritual guide for a growing home. Their house became busier, louder, and more lively. Kody worked harder, trying to create a stable foundation for a family that he knew would continue expanding. The third wife, Christine, the heart of the home. Then came Christine, the woman who would add warmth and emotional depth to the Brown household. She was cheerful, nurturing, and passionate about family life. From the moment she joined, she naturally became the homemaker, the peacemaker, the emotional support system that everyone leaned on. Christine wasn't just another wife. She was the heartbeat of the family. She loved cooking meals for everyone. She loved caring for children. She loved organizing the home. And she loved the idea of a big, united family. Her presence made the household feel more complete. The laughter returned. The energy multiplied. Kody felt like he was finally moving closer to the dream he always wanted. A large, loving, polygamous family, living together in harmony. The children grew. The wives helped each other. Even though challenges existed, the family held together with love, patience, and shared belief. They were not perfect, but they were strong. Life before television, a quiet storm. Preparing to rise before fame arrived, the Browns were just a large family trying to survive. They faced financial struggles, emotional obstacles, and the daily pressure of maintaining balance in a situation that required tremendous mental and emotional strength. But in those days, something powerful kept them united. Their faith in the dream that Kody had built. He felt happy. He felt fulfilled. He felt like the leader of a growing kingdom. And then, everything changed. Forever. The fourth wife, Robyn. The turning point of the entire story. When Robyn Sullivan entered the picture, life shifted in a way that nobody could have predicted, not even Kody. Robyn was different. She was gentle yet confident. She was emotional yet strong. She had a past, including children from a previous relationship, which brought a new layer of complexity to the family. But more importantly, Kody felt a connection with her that he had never experienced before. The moment he met Robyn, something inside him awakened. The spark was real. The chemistry was undeniable. And even though he tried to balance his emotions, he couldn't hide the fact that Robyn made him feel something new, something deeper, something he struggled to control. With Robyn, Kody felt reborn. He felt understood. He felt supported in ways he didn't expect. The other wives noticed it too. The emotional shift, the attention shift, the energy shift. Robyn was not just joining the family. She was changing it. The beginning of fame, TLC's Sister Wives. Around this time, the Brown family was approached by TLC for a reality show. The idea was shocking at first. Why would anyone expose their private, sacred lifestyle to the world? But Kody believed this was his chance to show that a polygamous family could be loving, organized, and spiritual. He wanted to show the world that his dream wasn't wrong. It was simply different. When Sister Wives aired, the Brown family exploded into fame overnight. People everywhere watched their lives unfold. Audiences were fascinated, confused, emotional, and sometimes even judgmental. But fame brought attention. Attention brought pressure. Pressure brought cracks. What the world didn't see immediately was that behind the smiles, behind the interviews, behind the carefully controlled moments on camera, emotional storms were brewing. A dream turning into reality, and a reality turning into conflict. As the show became popular, life became more complicated. The family expanded its home, responsibilities grew, children multiplied, and emotions became harder to manage. Kody tried to keep everyone happy. He tried to remain the strong leader. He tried to maintain balance. But with each passing day, the center of his emotional universe drifted closer and closer to Robyn. And even though the wives supported the family publicly, each wife began to feel her position weakening. What started as the rise of a beautiful dream was slowly becoming the beginning of an emotional storm. The dream was alive, but it was changing, growing, twisting, turning into something nobody expected. And this was only the beginning. Every family has problems, but when 4 wives share one husband, even the smallest problem can turn into an earthquake. This is the chapter where the once beautiful dream of Kody Brown slowly begins to break apart. What the world saw on TV was a smiling family, but inside their homes, behind their closed doors, a silent war had already begun. The Brown family was growing fast. More children, more responsibilities, more emotional pressure. and the balance that once kept everyone peaceful was now slipping away. What happened next changed everything. The emotional distance with Mary. The first cracks appear. The first signs of trouble appeared with Mary, Kody's first wife. Mary had always been loyal, committed, and emotionally invested in her husband. She believed in the dream more than anyone else. She supported Kody when the family was small and unknown. She even encouraged him to bring new wives into the family because she believed he could love each of them equally. But over the years, Mary began to feel something heartbreaking: distance. Kody no longer connected with her the way he used to. Their conversations became shorter. Their emotional intimacy faded. The special bond that once made their marriage unique slowly disappeared. Mary tried everything to fix it. She tried talking, listening, spending time, and rebuilding the emotional bridge. But Kody felt overwhelmed with the growing family and responsibilities. He found it difficult to give attention to everyone, and sadly, Mary received the least of it. This distance hurt Mary more than she admitted. She felt alone in a house full of people. She felt forgotten by the man who once made her feel important. She felt like she was losing her position in Kody's life, little by little. And when Robin entered the family, Mary felt that her place in Kody's heart was slipping away even faster. Janelle, the calm wife who started losing her voice. While Mary struggled emotionally, Janelle faced a different battle. Janelle was practical, logical, and level-headed. She wasn't the kind of wife who expressed her emotions openly. She stayed calm even when others argued. She worked hard, supported the family financially, and believed in structure. But slowly, she began to feel unseen. Kody often misunderstood her calm nature as lack of affection. He thought she didn't need emotional support, but she did. She simply expressed it differently. She expected Kody to understand her personality and value her contributions. But Kody, overwhelmed by managing relationships and filming for the show, unintentionally pushed her into the background. Janelle started feeling disconnected from Kody. Their conversations became formal. Their emotional link weakened. Their partnership felt more like a business relationship rather than a marriage. She wanted Kody to listen to her. She wanted him to appreciate her efforts. She wanted to feel respected and valued. But instead, she felt like she was slowly becoming invisible, especially compared to Robin, who got the emotional attention Janelle never received. Christine, the wife who felt her heart breaking. Bit by bit of all the wives, Christine suffered the deepest emotional heartbreak. Christine loved the idea of family more than anything else. She was the homemaker, the nurturer, the motherly heart of the household. She wanted unity, peace, and emotional connection. But as the years went by, she felt something painful. The love she wanted from Kody was fading. Christine noticed Kody's attention shifting toward Robin. She noticed the way he listened to Robin more carefully, trusted her more deeply, and spent more time with her. Even though she understood polygamy, she didn't expect to feel ignored. She tried to hide her hurt from the cameras. She tried to stay strong for her children. She tried to believe that Kody still loved her. But the truth was becoming harder to ignore. Every time she saw Kody giving more time to Robin, her heart sank. Every time she saw him become distant with her, she felt less valuable. Every day she asked herself one painful question: why am I no longer enough for him? Christine wanted joy, but she felt sadness. She wanted unity, but she felt jealousy. She wanted love, but she felt invisible. This internal emotional pain became the beginning of her breaking point. Robin, the unintentional center of the storm. Robin did not come into the family with bad intentions. She wanted to be accepted. She wanted to be loved by her sister wives. She wanted the family to stay united. But unintentionally, she became the spark that ignited the emotional battles. Kody was drawn to Robin. He felt understood by her. He felt supported in ways he didn't feel with others. He admired her emotional openness. She became the wife he turned to for comfort, advice, and emotional connection. But this created a dangerous imbalance. The other wives noticed the shift. They saw how Kody smiled more with Robin. They saw how he prioritized her feelings. They saw how he trusted her more deeply. Whether Robin wanted it or not, she became the center of Kody's emotional world, and the other wives were left fighting for pieces of his attention. This imbalance created jealousy, insecurity, and resentment. Not because Robin was bad, but because Kody's connection with her changed the entire dynamic of the family. The pressure of fame, cameras that captured only half the story. As if emotional struggles weren't enough, the family now lived under the constant pressure of television cameras. Sister wives brought fame. Fame brought money. But it also brought stress, pressure, and public judgment. Every fight became magnified. Every tear became content. Every emotion became entertainment. The wives felt exposed. The children felt overwhelmed. Kody felt responsible for keeping the family's image alive, but behind the scenes, everything was cracking. The cameras couldn't capture every private argument. They couldn't show the silent nights where wives cried alone. They couldn't show the moments where Kody felt torn between 4 different emotional realities. The family was breaking, even as the show was succeeding. The emotional war within the home. Inside their homes, emotional tension grew day by day. Mary felt abandoned. Janelle felt unappreciated. Christine felt unloved. Robin felt pressured and misunderstood. And Kody? He felt trapped in expectations he could no longer fulfill. He wanted to be the perfect husband. He wanted to give equal love. He wanted to be the strong leader. But instead, he was becoming the center of the conflict. He tried to fix one relationship and ended up hurting another. He tried to spend time equally, but found himself drawn to Robin more. He tried to maintain peace, but watched as emotional storms grew around him. The wives began to grow apart, not just from Kody, but from each other. They no longer felt like sisters. They no longer felt like a team. They no longer felt united. Jealousy, distance, resentment, silence. All these emotions slowly carved cracks into the foundation Kody built over decades. And soon, these cracks would turn into permanent breaks. The beginning of the end, the breaking point, approaches. By now, the family was no longer living the dream. They were surviving a storm. The wives weren't just unhappy, they were emotionally exhausted. Christine was thinking about leaving. Janelle felt mentally done. Mary felt deeply unwanted. Robin felt guilty and overwhelmed. And Kody? He didn't know how to fix anything anymore. Arguments became more frequent. Misunderstandings became deeper. The love that once held the family together became thinner, weaker, and more fragile. The kingdom Kody built with hope and spiritual belief was now shaking. And the fall was no longer a possibility. It was coming. This was not just a family facing difficulties. This way, every kingdom falls. But nobody expected this one to collapse from the inside. This session reveals the heartbreaking chapter where Kody Brown's once powerful family, built with faith, hope, and unity, finally shattered. The warning signs had been building for years, but the actual fall came fast, painful, and publicly. The wives who once believed in the dream now found themselves fighting for emotional survival. The man who once balanced 4 marriages now struggled to maintain even one. And the famous polygamous family that once inspired millions became a symbol of heartbreak, mistakes, and emotional collapse. This is the story of how the Brown family finally broke. Christine, the first wife to walk away from the kingdom. The first major crack came from Christine, and her departure was not sudden. It was the result of years of emotional pain. Christine had always been a romantic at heart. She believed deeply in polygamy, not just because of religion, but because she imagined a house full of joy, unity, and teamwork. She wanted her sister wives to feel like sisters, and she wanted her husband to love her deeply. But reality was different. Over the years, Christine felt something no wife should ever feel: unwanted. She felt ignored when she tried to express her emotions. She felt invisible when she tried to connect with Kody. She felt crushed watching him give more time and affection to Robin. Christine tried to talk to Kody many times. She cried. She prayed. She begged for emotional connection. But every attempt felt like she was talking to a wall. Kody's emotional energy was simply not coming her way anymore. Her breaking point came when she realized Kody was no longer interested in maintaining their marriage romantically. His words, and even worse, his actions, told her clearly, "I'm not coming back emotionally." This was the moment Christine's heart finally shattered. A woman can stay strong for a long time. But when she knows the love is gone, she has 2 choices: suffer or walk away. Christine chose freedom. She packed her bags, sat with her children, and told them they were leaving. She took her tears, her courage, and her broken heart. And she walked out of the home she once believed would be hers forever. Her departure shocked the world. Fans cried with her. Supporters celebrated her strength. For the first time, millions saw the truth behind the Brown family's perfect image. And Christine's exit wasn't just one wife leaving, it was the first domino falling. Janelle, the quiet strength, who finally said, "Enough." After Christine's exit, the world expected the family to stabilize. But instead, the emotional cracks widened, especially for Janelle, the strong, practical, logical wife who rarely complained. Janelle was never the type to express emotions dramatically. She preferred working, planning, and keeping the family financially stable. But inside, she carried years of unspoken pain. She tolerated distance. She tolerated misunderstandings. She tolerated lack of affection. But she could not tolerate disrespect. As the years passed, Janelle felt that Kody no longer respected her opinions. They fought more. They disagreed constantly. She felt that he did not value the years she spent holding the family together. She felt judged and criticized instead of loved and appreciated. Their marriage began to feel like a business partnership gone wrong. The final blow came during the COVID years, when Janelle felt that Kody was being unfair, controlling, and distant. Their boys had conflicts with him. Their daughters felt the emotional tension. And Janelle was stuck in the middle, forced to choose between peace and truth. For years, she stayed silent. For years, she endured. For years, she tried to keep the peace. But after Christine left, something changed inside Janelle. She realized she could survive on her own. She realized she deserved happiness. She realized she was tired of carrying emotional weight alone. And one day, she simply said, "I think we're done." She didn't leave with tears. She didn't leave with drama. She left with quiet strength. Her departure was the second earthquake that shook the Brown family. Not loud, not emotional, but powerful enough to change everything forever. Mary, the longest, saddest goodbye. If Christine's breakup was emotional and Janelle's breakup was logical, Mary's breakup was tragic. Mary was the first wife, the beginning, the foundation, the one who believed in Kody more than anyone else. But she was also the one who suffered the longest. Her relationship with Kody had been breaking for nearly a decade. The emotional connection was gone. The trust was weakened. The intimacy had disappeared completely. And the pain she carried was heavier than anyone knew. While the world watched, Mary continued to hope. Hope for a miracle. Hope for repair. Hope for love to return. But Kody was honest, brutally honest at times. He no longer saw their marriage as romantic. He no longer felt emotional connection. He no longer wanted to rebuild. Mary stayed for years despite knowing all this. She stayed because she believed she could fix it. She stayed because she believed in her marriage vows. She stayed because she remembered the man he used to be, but hope cannot survive forever. Eventually, Mary reached the painful truth. There was nothing left to save. She walked away quietly, no drama, no shouting, just heartbreak. Of all the breakups, hers was the saddest, the slowest, the longest, the most painful. She wasn't just leaving a marriage, she was leaving her entire history. And finally, the third domino fell. Robin, the last wife standing, but not victorious. Now only one wife remained, Robin. But staying was not victory. Robin never wanted to be the only wife. She believed in the polygamous dream deeply. She imagined growing old with all the sister wives. She wanted family unity more than anyone. But instead, she became the symbol of imbalance, jealousy, and emotional favoritism. Robin felt guilty. She felt blamed. She felt isolated. She didn't want this outcome. But everything, intentionally or unintentionally, pointed to her as the emotional center of Kody's world. The wives who left didn't hate her, but they believed she played a major role in the imbalance that destroyed the family. Now, with everyone gone, Robin found herself alone with Kody, alone in a family that was once full of laughter, children, teamwork, and support. She became the last queen in a kingdom that no longer existed. Kody Brown, the king left alone in his empty kingdom. After the departures of Christine, Janelle, and Mary, Kody found himself standing in the ruins of his own dream. The man who once led a massive family now struggled to accept what he had lost. He lost the wives who built his life. He lost the unity he was proud of. He lost the balance he was supposed to protect. He lost the dream he once believed was his destiny. The kingdom he built with his own hands had fallen apart, not because of outsiders, not because of critics, not because of society, but because of emotional cracks that grew silently for years. In the end, Kody was left with one wife, one marriage, and a haunting question. Was this all my fault? For the first time, the world saw him not as a leader, but as a man overwhelmed by the consequences of his choices. The end of the polygamous dream. What began as a revolutionary family became a symbol of emotional collapse. A dream that inspired millions turned into a story of heartbreak. A family built on unity ended up separated. A man who believed he could love equally faced the truth. He couldn't. The Brown family did not fall suddenly. It fell slowly, painfully, piece by piece, emotion by emotion. And when the final pieces dropped, the world watched the end of one of the most famous polygamous families in television history. SA family slowly falling apart.